This is the home of the VW Polo, the assembly plant here in Kariega. But it's more than just that. And I'm here to chat to MD of VW South Africa to find out more about its history and the plans for the future. Let's go chat to Martina Biene. Hi, Martina Biene. So this is not your first time in South Africa. In fact, you've been here before.
It's in fact the third time that I've been to South Africa in an official capacity, because in my previous life I did an internship in 1997 in Cape Town. I somehow got connected to this country in 2018 with my first VW tenure. I really fell in love with South Africa because there's so many great things about this country which I really enjoy. I love this country.
Other than being at VW Group SA, you also partake in a lot of local activities. You enjoy nature. I've heard you've been surfing and learning one of the local languages, Molo Unjani.
Ndiapile, Unjani.
You've been learning the language of the people as well. In fact, that is one of your nicknames, Person of the People.
Yeah, I got my first name when I was up there in Johannesburg. It's Mabato. It's Sesotho. It means people's person or person of the people. Pressure was put on me to now also get an easy Xhosa name. Probably is Mamchawe, but we haven't run it through the whole process, whether that is now the one to go for.
So we are here at the factory where the cars get produced. Tell me more about those cars, what they are exactly, and how many of them actually leave the country.
We are called Volkswagen Group South Africa, but we want to rename ourselves potentially to Volkswagen Group Africa, now that we run the sub-Saharan African business as well. And not only in terms of, yes, we send some vehicles there, but we're going to do the Africa strategy, which is quite exciting. We built here Polo Vivo, and the Polo, 162,000 vehicles is the maximum capacity. This year, we're going to hopefully push it up to 171,000 vehicles. We do Polo all right-hand drive markets in the world, almost all left-hand drive markets, so there is only a bit of supply coming from Europe for the Polo. We are GTI sole supplier, so we're kind of in the small car segment. We are playing a very important role in the global footprint for the VW brand.
While only 30% of the Kariega plant's production is sold locally, that still accounted for more than 36,000 Polos and Polo Vivos in 2022.
For more than 70 years, cars have been produced right here at this location. Let's go to the assembly floor and see the process for ourselves. So huge is VW's Kariega plant that getting to the assembly line requires you to drive there. Luckily, the perfect shuttle was at hand. It does feel cool, eh?
Yeah, it's a huge car. It's a big car. I like it. So you sit quite high.
Yeah.
See this massive bonnet there, which I like a lot. And yeah, it feels cool and it feels Volkswagen.
Well, it is a joint venture. And when you guys decided to do that joint venture, what was the thought process and how do you keep the essence of Volkswagen in you?
We've partnered with Ford in the past already, successfully. I don't know whether you remember, we've done the Charan and the Galaxy together. We think Bucky is one of the strengths of Ford. It doesn't make really sense for one manufacturer to run it alone. For us, it was really important to take the good things from Ford and to keep the VW DNA at the same time. Exterior and interior design, for example, is unique VW. You find the Harman Kardon sound system, the steering wheel, which is a VW steering wheel. The only similarities in terms of design are the exterior mirror housing, the roof rails, and the door handle. I think we managed quite well to take the good things from Ford and keep the differentiation between Ford and VW. Of course, our quality guys get involved to make sure that it's what the people expect from us. Not that Ford can't deliver on that, but really to make sure that what you deserve as a VW.
It does feel like an Amarok. You've seen my review. The only thing I don't like is I would have preferred the Amarok gear lever.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's a great Bucky. The people that work here, I'm seeing a lot of smiles and waves and being part of the process. You yourself might be part of that process soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for my training. So we've got a program management in production. So every manager has to go, and most of them also want to go in production and get assigned a specific task. That's very nice also to get into another kind of contact with our shop floor workers. But in general, you can see them kind of very proud. They love us being here now and show what great great work they are doing. So it's a good team spirit in production here.
Well, great work is what you guys have been doing with ICE engines. Now we're going into the phase of the world where ICE engines won't be used so much in Europe. What is this plant's plan with regard to the future of electric?
We're looking at a third product here around 2026, another ICE product to offset export losses to Europe with a more like African product, Africanized car as I call it. And I see us manufacturing electric vehicles probably in 2035, so at the mid of next decade, because we need to get a decent amount of local demand for EVs. And decent, it means like 30,000 probably to 40,000 local market.
What are some of the practical steps to setting up a place like this for EV?
Setting up a factory is not that difficult. So you'll have to do some work in, of course, body shop. The assembly line needs to be commissioned newly, but it's not like it's mainly the same process in then manufacturing ICE vehicles.
So this is literally the end of the line. How many people are part of this process?
We've got 4,000 direct employees at VW, out of which probably 3,700 are based here in Kariega plant and 300 in Joburg. Plus, we've got a couple of suppliers, of course. So we impact the life of many people in this region.
This impact extends to the company's initiatives aimed at improving multiple aspects of society.
We've adopted leaks, we've adopted potholes, we've adopted substations. So
What does it mean, adopted?
It's supporting the municipality in terms of money to fix infrastructure and to fix schools. It's a good idea because we depend on the infrastructure in the Bay. It would be more ideal if infrastructure gets fixed for the taxpayers, right?
I know that you guys have had some issues with load shedding and now there's a water crisis locally. South Africa doesn't make it easy to produce cars, does it?
Yeah, unfortunately, currently that's a bit of a challenge looking at 121 plants globally, and now we have to report every now and then, oh, there's load shedding, we can't produce. With a level 5, it affects us already, and with the load shedding level 6, we'll have to stop production. Main part is the paint shop, because paint shop is the most energy intense part of the production. If we don't get the JIT parts, the just-in-time parts, because the suppliers face load shedding, then we'll have to stop production. There's a lot of work being done together with the business chamber of Nelson Mandela municipality. For example, we've opted now in for a volunteer 24-hour load shedding instead of having a 3 or 4 hour a day. So you kind of rather go once a week or every second week with a 24-hour. So we thought it's a better option to only have ramp down, ramp up once instead of on an almost daily basis. When we have to stop the production, we have to send our workers home. It's not ideal for them and it's definitely not ideal for us.
Could you tell me a bit more about the plans going forward for solar and water, considering there's a little bit of a crisis going on here locally at the moment?
We've got a rainwater harvesting system. We've got solar panels on the plant. Unfortunately, with the solar panels, you can't run, for example, the paint shop. You can keep the lights on, you can run the laptops, which is already a good thing, but you can't run the production itself.
Is there anything that you as VW can do to lessen your carbon footprint?
The global policy is we want to be carbon neutral as VW Global by 2050. So not only in vehicles, but like the whole supply chain. And the production area has set themselves a target to say we are carbon neutral production by 2030 already.
Those are ambitious targets, especially in the context of current local and global challenges. But Martina and her team are determined to succeed and maintain the Kariega plant's significance within the Volkswagen Group.
680 cars produced every day. But that's not all that's impressive. This is the only factory that produces the Polo GTI, and it ships to 32 markets.